Most people spend their entire lives believing that love is something obvious, something dramatic, something impossible to miss. But with cats, the deepest forms of affection are often the quietest. They don't make grand speeches. They don't announce their feelings. They don't tell you when a relationship has changed. Instead, they show it in small moments, moments so ordinary that they often pass unnoticed. And perhaps the strongest sign of all appears when your cat begins including you in their world. Not just their routine, not just their territory, their world. Think about what happens when your cat hears an unfamiliar noise. A sound outside, a sudden movement, something unexpected. Many cats don't immediately run away. Instead, they do something curious. They look at their human, just for a second, just long enough to gather information, almost as if they're asking a question. Should I be worried? Is everything okay? This behavior is known as social referencing. It's something seen in strong social bonds. When an animal trusts another individual enough to use their reactions as information. And that's what makes it so powerful. Your cat isn't simply observing the environment anymore. They're observing your response to the environment. Your opinion matters. Your emotions matter. Your behavior matters. Because somewhere along the way, you became part of the way they understand the world. And that's when the real realization hits. The day your cat chose you as family wasn't marked by a single event. There was no ceremony, no special moment.
No obvious milestone.
It happened slowly, one observation at a time, one safe interaction at a time, one shared routine at a time, one quiet moment at a time, until eventually, without either of you realizing it, a bond was formed. A genuine relationship, not built on food, not built on necessity, but built on trust, recognition, understanding, and choice. Because despite what many people believe, cats are not indifferent. They are selective. And there is a difference, a huge difference. When a cat chooses to trust you, chooses to seek you out, chooses to relax around you, chooses to learn your habits, chooses to watch for your return, chooses to care where you are, they're making a decision. Again and again. Every single day. And perhaps that's the most beautiful part of all. Your cat doesn't wake up each morning forced to see you as family. They wake up and choose it. Over and over. In thousands of tiny ways that most people never notice. So the next time your cat follows you into a room, the next time they blink slowly at you, the next time they curl up nearby, the next time they look to you before reacting to something unusual, take a moment to appreciate what you're really seeing, because those aren't random behaviors. They're signs of a relationship years in the making. Signs that trust has become connection. That connection has become belonging. And belonging has become family. And maybe, just maybe, the day your cat chose you as family happened long ago. You simply didn't realize you were being chosen. Trust is a word humans use easily. We say we trust people. We say we trust friends. We say we trust family. But for a cat, trust is not a feeling. It's a decision expressed through behavior. And one of the clearest signs appears in a moment so small that most owners completely overlook it. Have you ever noticed your cat slowly closing their eyes while looking directly at you? Not because they're sleepy, not because they're distracted, but while maintaining eye contact. For cats, this is an extraordinary gesture. In the animal world, closing your eyes means giving up awareness. It means becoming vulnerable. It means lowering your defenses, which is why cats rarely do it around individuals they don't trust. Yet one day, your cat looks at you, and slowly closes their eyes, almost like a smile, almost like a silent message, because that's exactly what it is. They're saying something without words, something remarkably simple. I feel safe with you. What's even more fascinating is what often happens next. Many cats began exposing parts of their personality that were hidden before. The shy cat becomes playful. The cautious cat becomes curious. The distant cat starts seeking contact. It's as though a wall has quietly disappeared. And suddenly you're meeting a version of your cat that existed all along but wasn't ready to come out. This is why some owners feel as though their cat changed after several months. The cat didn't change. The relationship did. The trust became strong enough for the real personality to emerge. And that trust affects everything. How they sleep, how they play, how they communicate, how they respond to your voice, how they react when you're sad, how they behave when you're happy. Because once trust is established, something even deeper can begin. Something that goes beyond safety, beyond comfort, beyond routine. It's the moment your cat starts seeing your happiness and well-being as something that matters to them. And that is when the relationship becomes truly extraordinary. The final sign is the one almost nobody notices. Yet it may be the strongest evidence of all that your cat has chosen you as family. There is a behavior that seems so ordinary, most owners never question it. In fact, you've probably experienced it dozens of times, maybe hundreds. You leave the room for a few minutes. When you return, your cat is there. You move to the kitchen. A few moments later, your cat appears. You sit down somewhere new. Soon enough, they settle nearby. Not necessarily on your lap. Not necessarily asking for attention. Just close. At first, it feels like coincidence. But then it keeps happening. Again, and again, and again. That's because something important has changed. Your cat is no longer simply sharing space with you. They're actively tracking your presence. And that distinction matters more than most people realize. Cats are naturally independent animals. Unlike pack animals, they don't feel the need to remain physically attached to others at all times. Which is why this behavior is so meaningful. When a cat begins checking where you are, following your movements, or choosing rooms based on your location, they're revealing something powerful. Your presence has become important to them, not because you have food, not because you offer treats, not because they want something, but because they've incorporated you into their sense of normal, into their feeling of security. Think about that for a moment. Your cat has reached a point where the environment feels different when you're not there. The room may be the same. The furniture may be the same. The sounds may be the same. But something is missing.
You.
And while they may never express this in the dramatic way humans do, their behavior quietly reveals the truth. They prefer knowing where you are. They like checking on you. They like having access to you. Because somewhere along the way, your cat stopped seeing you as part of the environment and started seeing you as part of their life. But the next sign is even more emotional. Because it's the moment your cat begins sharing something they never give away lightly, their trust. And when that happens, you've crossed a line that many people don't even realize exists. Once a cat decides you're safe, something remarkable begins to happen. But this is where many people misunderstand feline behavior. Because safety is not the same as belonging. A cat can feel safe in a place without feeling connected to it. They can enjoy the food, enjoy the warmth, enjoy the comfort, and still see themselves as a temporary visitor. The next stage is much deeper, and almost nobody notices when it starts. Have you ever walked into a room and found your cat sleeping in the strangest position imaginable? Curled upside down, paws stretched in every direction, belly completely exposed, eyes closed so deeply they don't even react when you enter. Most owners look at this and think one simple thing: my cat is sleeping. But your cat is actually communicating something far more important. In the animal world, vulnerability is expensive. Every exposed movement carries risk. Every moment of deep sleep creates danger. A wild animal that relaxes at the wrong time may not survive. And yet here is your cat, completely vulnerable, completely unguarded, completely at peace. Not because they forgot to be careful, but because they've made a decision. A decision that took countless observations, experiences, and quiet evaluations to reach. They've concluded that this environment is theirs. This territory is theirs. And the humans inside it are part of their world, including you. This is one of the earliest signs that your cat has begun seeing you as more than a caretaker, more than a food provider, more than a person who happens to share a house. You're becoming something much more significant. You're becoming part of their social group, their trusted circle, their family. And the fascinating part? The next sign doesn't happen while they're asleep. It happens while they're watching you. And once you notice it, you'll never look at your cat's behavior the same way again. Most people believe they chose their cat. Maybe you adopted them from a shelter. Maybe a friend gave them to you. Maybe they simply appeared in your life when you least expected it. But what if something far more interesting happened? What if your cat chose you first? It sounds strange at first. After all, we're the ones who buy the food. We're the ones who open the door. We're the ones who decide where the cat will live. So it feels natural to assume we're the ones making all the decisions. But cats don't see relationships the way humans do. They don't instantly trust. They don't instantly bond. And they certainly don't instantly decide that someone belongs in their inner circle. Instead, they watch. Quietly. Patiently.
Carefully.
Every movement, every routine, every reaction. While you're busy living your life, your cat is gathering information. Who are you? Are you predictable? Are you safe?
Can you be trusted?
For days, weeks, and sometimes even months, they're running this silent evaluation. And that's why one of the most important moments in your relationship is also one of the easiest to miss. Because it doesn't happen when your cat first accepts food from you. It doesn't happen when they first let you pet them. And it doesn't even happen when they start sleeping in your home. The real moment is far more subtle. In fact, most owners never notice it at all. Because it isn't about something your cat starts doing. It's about something they stop doing. Watch a cat in an unfamiliar environment. Their ears are constantly moving. Their eyes scan every corner. Their muscles remain ready to react. Even when they appear relaxed, part of their attention is always on alert. Then one day, without warning, something changes. The alertness softens. The tension fades. And for the first time, your cat allows themselves to feel completely safe in your presence. That tiny moment may be the first sign that your cat is no longer seeing you as a stranger. And what happens next is even more surprising.